So this is an interesting little scene. We're just approaching the demonstration was dispersed by the police attacking somewhere around the organisers in front of the National Gallery in Trafalgar Square. So now we've found ourselves all heading to Hyde Park. So this is somewhere approaching the Speaker's Corner, and there are thousands of people here gathered. We're just coming up from behind of them, so we've not made it to the front to see who they're gathering around or why they're gathering. We don't really know what the purpose of gathering here is, except to, maybe continue demonstrating together. But as you can see, there's a large number of people in the corner there. I could just see. Let me see if I get on the zoom here. Put my flag down. Maybe Jill can hold my flag for a second. Too many things in my hands. Somewhere over here, there's lots of police. We passed mounted police on the side streets because we went to pick something up from a car, and there are a lot of police over in that corner. I can't quite see that corner, but on the video, I can't quite make it out for you. Just over there, I don't know if you see the luminous jackets. I can see it with the naked eye. Maybe it's not going to zoom far enough. But we saw a lot of mounted police. About half a dozen or 6 or 8 mounted police down. One's just down one side street alone. We also saw a lot of vans screaming past us with sirens running, and then they filled up with riot police. They came to pick up a load of riot police who were outside St. James's Park. So they're preparing for trouble, and yet, as you can see, the crowd is largely good-natured and friendly. Jill, Slender. We just met someone we know from Oxford. But yeah, as you can see, the scene is very much like calm and peaceful, and the police are the ones who have antagonized them. We've seen children, we've seen there's old people. There's someone there with who's obviously frail and has one of the things that you need to help you get around, some kind of mobility device there. But somebody with a walking stick. These are not people who've come to riot. People on their bikes, somebody with a camping chair. But yeah, we're at the back end of the crowd here that's gathered in Hyde Park. So I have no idea what's happening at the front, but it seems there doesn't seem to be any major commotions or fuss here. The police are there at that corner there. You can see those quite clearly, I think, if I can get them there. There's some. They're in masks and hats. They're not in helmets as the ones we saw. We saw riot police getting into vans, and they were territorialist. I forget what the second word was on the side of the vans, but territorial support. That was it. So they were preparing for like some kind of violence, but it's been very, very, very peaceful, and all different kinds of people. You can see here there's people with dreadlocks and sort of emo appearances. Everyone with all different kind of different backgrounds, and there's a variety of accents from around the country when you're moving through the crowd. So people have come a long way from up north, from Wales. There's the Palestine flag over there. We had Jamaican flags earlier, and there's one which I picked out as having the Cameroon colours, which are the police are actually now entering into the crowd on that far side. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you that, but that seems to have caused a little bit of problem. And people are leaving, as you can see, because the police have obviously not charged, but oh yeah, somebody threw a plastic cup there. There's some kind of struggle. That's why people are dispersing, is because people can see that the police have started to get involved. I don't know in what way, whether it's been aggressive, whether they've just walked in there, but you can see that people are spilling away in a way that they weren't just moments earlier. There are people leaving now. There's something happened over there. There's some kind of commotion over by that Union Jack flag. So I might try and get involved in that, but I'll take you closer for a second. I've got to not lose the people I'm with, but they've got my flag, so we might find them. Let's see if we can see anything here. This is where the centre of the hubbub appears to be. Yeah, there's some plastic bottles being thrown there, so obviously there's an altercation going on. The police are... This is the corner from which the police would get involved if they were going to. Yeah, and there it is. I can see them now. There is an altercation happening. Let me just see if I can get that on footage for you. It's going to be difficult because there are people are starting to sit down around me here. Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit crazy there. And the police are being forced out, or they're pulling someone out. I don't know quite what's happening. There's some kind of retreat happening. Sit down and they can't nick you is the shout. So I'm getting right to the point where they're coming. Here we go. Hang on. This is the entrance to the park, and the police have got somebody, obviously, and they've come in with their riot police helmets on. These are the cops we saw being delivered in the vans, and it's getting a bit hairy. I'm on the other side of the fence. Here we go. There's lots of police here, lots of police. The light's not good there, is it? There you go. They've taken somebody. And the crowd are angry now and they're following the police out. And there's not, the police are outnumbered there. I'm ready to get on the other side of this fence, hang on. Sorry, I just pressed the button. Here we go. You don't need to see me. There's a pickup truck here or some kind. I might have to stand on that and get you a better view. Oh, they're leaving. Shit. There's some smoke going off now. Smoke bomb has been launched. Get you right in the thick of that again. Here we go. They don't want you to see. Don't know what the fuck that is, but it smells a bit.
You're fucking nuts! You're fucking nuts!
The policewoman's going to put her in the middle. Is she okay? I don't know.
One little boy.
They've arrested one boy in the middle. One, I don't know what he's done. They provoked it. It's not looking nice for the police there.
No, it's not.
They're surrounded. I'm right at the front here, as you can see the crowd's on the other side of me. They're wielding the batons. They look a bit scared, they're surrounded. It's not looking good. And there's a line of police behind us here. So if I walk towards the line of police, you'll see this is a phalanx of police. Phalanx of police approaching, and we have the police backing up over here, as you can see, towards the vans. So there's a phalanx of police happening here. They've arrested one man by the looks of it, one young man. He's the one in the middle. He looks a bit upset. He's crying. Two men in there. I can see two. I can see two men in the middle. Police are filming what's going on here. This isn't necessary, but they've done this. There's no need to do this. There's a police lady with no helmet on at the front. I saw one police lady who looked a bit distressed going pulled to the middle of the phalanx. I don't know if that got caught on camera.
There we go.
They're being pursued by thousands of people here, and there's only a few tens of them here, the police. I mean, the police, the people are not violent, but this is this is the very front of the confrontation between freedom and the New World Order. So they've formed their line again. They backed off. I think you're all right. I really like. It's a little bit unnecessary on. Speaking on, just as a member of the crowd, I think it's a little bit unnecessary to come into us. We were peaceful. Sorry?
I'm Mr. Still.
I know you are now. Yeah. But
You're more than a screen. You're a fucking human.
Do you know what the arrest was about?
You're a human. You said I'm just a screen. I said you're a human, not a screen. Remember that. You're not a screen. You're a human, bro. Remember that.
So we're right up against them here. I should probably. As you can see, this is the line between the police. Back it up, people. Back it up. I'll give you a radio. Let's give it to you.
Stop. I'm not doing nothing, mate. Stop. Just stop.
just back it up, man. It's not going to help. It's not right. It's not going to help.
You're dear for this. It's the only way, mate.
This is, I guess, where the most aggressive people will be. I'm going to get out of here. There's a big police line. People are remonstrating, but they've turned this crowd into a violent crowd.
Turn around and walk away.
They've turned this crowd into a violent crowd.
Bill Gates. I would have my notes in. I would have my notes in. You're about to cry. You've got to conjure your mask on. Come on, you're going to get COVID. I've got a country. I've got a country. We're all united. We're all united. We're all united. And you, each one of you, singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. What about your cheer? We are united. We are the 99%. There's the guy you want to go for, the guy behind you.
What's with him?
The sergeant who just wants his pension. Try to put it into a conversation, but you dismiss me like a public servant.
So these are MP of this Metropolitan Police.
He's getting his pension. Stay in the back there with his camera.
See what's going on behind them.
Have to front it all up.
This was about the arrest of what appeared to be two people. Things have calmed down slightly. There's a line of protesters against the line of police, as you can see.
They could just walk away. They could realise what they're doing is wrong and they could turn around and walk away. We're a peaceful country.
You work for Bill Gates! Racist! Each and every fucking one of you!
Every one of you. Every one of you. How long have you been on the force?
I couldn't come to work if I was you. Couldn't come to work.
Honestly. I would have COVID if I had you. I could never come to work.
Shame on you!
Fucking fighting against your own people.
Them all cameras, I'll read out the collar numbers. Alpha Sierra 1844.
He's got the names here.
Well, no, yeah, Constable. I can't see his name. He ain't got no
Oh yeah,
name.
he's got his thing on it.
Constable Borough.
But the thing is, we're here for you as well. We're not here to. I understand you. Some of you.
Children are going to be suffering.
I can't quite hear, but you I can't hear what you're saying, but I take it that you're here because you have to do the arrest and do your job. But so, someone was assaulted. Were they assaulted when they were performing the arrest?
I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. I saw one of the lady officers who looked in distress and they put into the phalanx. But what I would say, from my point of view, being it was a peaceful gathering, so I'm not having to go at you. I wouldn't want any of you to get hurt. Sorry. Fair enough. Okay. So the police officer's telling me that all he knows is that one of his colleagues is Constable Borough. He's saying that one of his colleagues has been assaulted. I did see one of his female officers who looked like in a bit of distress. They put her in the centre of the phalanx. But having said that, the gathering at Trafalgar Square and here, as far as I can make out, was peaceful. There was no one to fight with here before the police turned up. I did see the police charge protesters in Trafalgar Square at the end of the speeches. These cops, you can tell by their eyes, they're not bad guys. They're not like nasty. They've not been. I didn't see anyone hitting out with batons unnecessarily when I was just watching here. So these people are not bad people. They're doing their jobs, and hopefully the crowd have maintained their cool, like here, and don't give them too much of a hard time. But at the same time, this doesn't seem to be the right way of going about things. They could have left us alone, just like they took. If I may say to you guys, like, you took the knee, or some of you did, for the Black Lives Matter. You didn't wear masks for the Black Lives Matter. You left them alone, but you were peaceful for them. We just want the same kind of rights as the government-sanctioned protests.
You're policing it the same way.
You think you're policing it the same way? Well, I've seen video footage which suggests differently. Not for the ones here, but I also know when there were Black Lives Matter protests in Oxford, where I've been, that they were policed very differently from a small gathering. Yeah, I'm saying to him, he's saying that they're policed the same. He seems alright though. I mean, not going to give him a hard time. He's just doing his job.
He's just doing their job, but
doing
his job isn't good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as he's concerned, one of his officers has been assaulted, so that he's pulled in and he's been assaulted.
I actually went to one of the officers and said, "Is your officer okay?" I see her being walked away.
Yeah. She looks okay eventually. She wasn't seriously hurt. She looks okay. But anyway, hopefully it's all died down now. We can go back to peacefully gathering. But I don't know what provoked that, because it was peaceful as far as I could see. So, and you don't know either. So, but yeah, it's a shame because we did gather largely wholly peacefully in Trafalgar Square, right? And looking at this, it seems like unnecessary. Like the helmets and stuff. Like none of us are wearing helmets. Nobody's come for a fight. There was people there with walking sticks. Sorry? Yeah, when you came in, I saw that. I recorded it for people, plastic bottles. So I recognise that. But that's because they feel affronted by people coming in with riot police helmets on into a peaceful gathering.
They're to cause injury, they're there to protect people, they're a defensive.
Yeah, but I understand that, but also
there's a lack of understanding there.
No, I understand. I do understand that, and I'm sure that people. We all know that helmets are protection. We wear them on bicycles and motorbikes. But what I would say is that these people gathered peacefully, largely. So I'm not sure about what the police incursion into that gathering was for.
So I'm saying the reason why we put them on, we were told to put them on because officers were being thrown at us.
Oh yeah, okay, that's fair enough. So you're wearing it for that reason. Yeah, I understand that's your job. Yeah, I'm not having to go at you for that.
No, you're not.
It's more to do. It's more to do. But I'm wondering why the police, and that's not your order either. Someone else has made that order. Why the police are going into peaceful gatherings and charging them like they did last Saturday in Trafalgar Square, and they did it this week again. And then from what I saw, that's what happened here again just now. I know you can't speak to that, but I mean, and obviously I wouldn't expect you to, but it just seems unnecessary, and that's what I think. If I may just say, if I give you one opinion, it seems to me that that's what some of the problem here is. We think that we're protesting or demonstrating on behalf of the freedom of all the officers and all the people here, and then to be attacked by it, it's going to affect you. You guys are going to be first in line for the vaccination, and the vaccination is experimental. It's 6 months. It normally takes 10 years. It normally takes 10 years for the vaccination to be made. It's taken a matter of months. It's not going to be safe for you. It's not going to be safe for you or us. I don't know. I mean, we're worried that we're slipping into a sort of tyranny, like if we got in Victoria in Melbourne in Australia. That's what we're worried about. Or in other parts of the world where they're demanding tests and they're demanding health passports, which Boris Johnson mentioned last week. But anyway, I mean, I don't want to lecture you, but that's what we're worried about, you know? We're worried that we're going into a... So that in effect you would be enforcing tyranny, and that because you'd have to do your job, you have to earn your money, you have to look after your family, and then they give you orders to do things that maybe that aren't the best for you, for our long-term futures, or even short-term futures.
Fair enough. Everything I've done today is not just an order that I've been given, I think about what I'm doing.
Okay, so basically you.
That's why I need to explain to you why
Yeah, I can see that. I can actually see from what you've said and from your eyes that you're fine. Like, but the officer's saying that he's not just followed orders today. He's not done anything that's gone against his conscience or anything like that. He feels like he's done his job nobly. I'd say, yeah, you've done the best of your ability. You've not done anything. You've not transgressed. And I suppose that was true because I didn't see anyone lashing out at the police. But my objection was on the bigger scale. Some cops in Trafalgar Square did charge the protesters against them, but you can't speak to that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. He wasn't in Trafalgar Square. All right, then. I'll leave them there. It seems to have, the crowd has dispersed and backed off. These guys have protected their officer. They've arrested a couple of people. To be fair, the British police tend to be alright when you speak to them. Most of the time you get the odd nugget. When you speak to them, they're aggressive or arrogant, but when you speak to them, these guys are alright. They're doing a job, and largely speaking, I think the crowd recognised that to some extent because they didn't engage in fisticuffs. For what I've seen of Fred, one officer was injured. I didn't see what happened there, so something may have hit her or whatever. But everyone's trying to speak to the officers now. You know, I was worried about you because you look worried. This lady. I hope she's alright. This one here, but she's not engaging. Are you alright, Officer Walters? I wasn't touching you, sorry, I wasn't going to touch you. I know no better than touch cup. Right. He's not bothered, he's not talking.
What's actually going to happen to you? If you look into the future, what's going to happen to you?
Anyway, there you go. Officer Walters was friggin' watchful. Eyes darting everywhere. Some of them, you know, these guys look a bit unhappy, but what's going on here?
I wouldn't be surprised if he's here today. And I'm telling you, saying that they're like what we just seen that guy getting jumped, that isn't the case. This has been peaceful. This has been like a weight roast protest. There hasn't been any disorder. I mean, everybody was letting everybody go through the gate where it got really announced, and oh no, after it's been really polite, and there was no need for that. It wasn't, but you've now classed. No.
Because no one's agreed to this. It's not been agreed by any channel.
Yeah, but okay, we'll put this way. You had Speaker's Corner.
We were there. You came in aggressively.
Yes, exactly.
This is an unlawful.
We were there. You came in and started hitting the bags. That's why we left.
That's why people left. Yeah, exactly.
Only because of that. The police came in, started hitting people.
Yeah, we were dispersed by a police charge from Trafalgar Square. But also, do you think that the Human Rights Act is overruled by the coronavirus rules and statutes of Parliament? Like a right to peaceful assembly.
Interference with the rights of the European Convention have to be proportionate.
Okay, fair enough.
Disproportionate. So you are breaking human rights. Any interference with it, you don't care.
I don't agree.
You think it's proportionate?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why?
Because I went to Trafalgar Square,
right,
smacked over there with a gas bottle.
I've got a video of you coming in,
come here,
mob-handed, with your batons.
I've had a full can of beer thrown straight into my face.
But you provoked that. Your people.
It's true. That is true. No, that is true. That is true. But
in order to provoke a reaction, yes, you did. I've got a video on my phone. I'm going to publish it. I've got a video on my phone.
Please do.
I will.
And then correct yourself.
I won't.
Did you see? Were you in Trafalgar Square? You were able to talk to me. Were you in Trafalgar Square earlier?
Human rights has to be proportionate.
Did the police move in? He's not talking. Okay.
So you're the victim. With all your protective gear on.
He says if I'm from the media, speak to the media department.
I saw you.
These guys aren't bad guys, to be honest with you. I bet in their position I'd be saying the same thing.
Ladies and
if I was in your position, I'd be saying the same thing.
I've got it on video.
Because you don't want to lose your job and get in trouble, right?
Old ladies and hippies, and you're
even if you agree.
What do you think's going to happen? People get angry.
I think that's the point now. That's the point. If you charge into a peaceful protest, someone's going to throw a plastic bottle at you, a glass bottle. It's going to happen.
Because you're bulldozing old ladies. What do you think people go? Oh yeah, help yourselves, please.
Just before this.
No, they can't. No, they can't. They're government thugs. That's what you are. Pile into a bunch of eccentrics and old ladies, just like that, with your batons, and then you think, oh, why are people getting upset? Why are people getting upset? I wonder why.
I think people like you spread rubbish like that, and then people come along and
I saw it. I've got it on video, and I'll publish it.
Don't send your evidence to someone.
I will.
Make a complaint.
I will.
Because coming here, you just antagonize crowds.
No, you're antagonised. The crowd's fine without you. The crowd without you is fine.
Can I just say something with respect to you? You're doing a difficult job, and I know it's not easy. But I'm listening to you on both sides. And I was here last week, and this week, and I saw this tiger
dogs. There were dogs last week.
With intimidation. And that
there's children, there's toddlers who come with dogs.
Hang on, let them finish.
Can I just speak?
Yeah, I'll just ask you
provoking that aggression that you say you had to defend yourselves against.
Well, I can answer that question. I can answer that question because there's footage on this. There is footage of the police. Okay, well, let me answer that question for you.
So, and I know exactly what happened. I appreciate what you're saying. It's a difficult job, and when you're called in to defend yourselves, that's what you see. But I saw it from the very beginning, and it started with provocation and intimidation, and people push back. If I hold this young lady,
show you the scene here.
The first thing she wants to do is pull away. Or if I start pushing, she wants to push back. This is exactly what
can I just say,
without that intimidation and provocation, that peaceful protest would still be going on as a peaceful protest right now.
It's apparently to do with this.
You know, that's
Can I basically what I saw going on as well? So we only got called in after there had been several attempts made to interact with people and say, this is no longer lawful, you need to move on, this is what could happen if you don't. They were all ignored. So we then come in, and our sole aim was to go to a certain place. It wasn't to go for a person, it was to go to a place. The first thing I saw happen was the front of my line someone jumped in there, grabbed hold of my inspector, grabbed hold of him, tried to tap him into the crowd. I then saw other people come and grab other officers as they were trying to get to him and grab him and pull him away.
Just probably, but we've got the right for
You
a
look at me
peaceful
as like, I don't understand what you're going to be other
I
than
think it was to do
lying.
with the speaker.
Okay, well done. No, I don't.
Do you know, last week in Trafalgar Square, something that I've seen, you can look at footage of this for yourself. The police charged them and they were just standing. The police charged in. So I know you weren't there, you also your responsibility.
Seen it.
Yeah. I know, yeah, but I saw that happen again today. They charged it, and then you do get a reaction, don't you?
Can you? Like, that's last week.
No, I'm talking about today as well. It happened again today. Yeah, and if I may say one other thing, it's not just that fact that happened. It's the contrast between, say, like Black Lives Matter protests. Not that whether you support them or not, they're policed slightly differently. They don't get police charging into them.
What I'll say is we've all been at Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
We've been at these. We've been at many events of London. You know, London recently. There's been quite a lot of violence at all protests.
Yeah.
We've been at pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you our response has been the same. We've had officers injured just the same. We've used the same tactics.
But didn't you? There's footage of people taking the knee. There's footage of you not wearing masks with the Black Lives Matter.
None of us have taken the knee. I can't account for whoever does.
Yeah.
It's up to them, isn't it?
Anyway, thank you for talking to us. Yeah. Can we do that? That's Constable Locke. He's been good. He's been engaged in dialogue. Fair play to him. There they are, I mean, I don't know, the police, man. What else are they going to say? This is totally unnecessary as well, because there's like nobody doing anything to them. Look, everyone's gone. Like, look, they're doing some mad kind of withdrawal. They could just turn, no one bothered.
What are they doing here?
What are they doing here?
What are they doing here?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Tell us. Well, in what way? Why don't you understand?
I don't understand what they're doing. It's like they're looking like they're fine, that they haven't done anything wrong today, when actually they were very provocative to a peaceful group of people.
Yeah, I mean...
This is an acting. This is a bit of acting, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this is now. It's theatre, right?
It is. Because actually they did not treat the peaceful gathering at the end very much.
Yeah, and I suppose what they get from that is they charge into the protest and they get like, what would you call it? They get the photo opportunity of crazy conspiracy theorists, right-wing terrorist people throwing bottles at them or whatever happens, you know?
They just twist the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the government. So, end of today, by the looks of things. But we're all fine.
We're all very
We've
efficient.
had a lovely time, haven't we?
It's been good. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you. Bye-bye.